time I hope it's recording, because it didn't record the first time. So I gotta say it again, brother. Brother, this is, you can call me Theodore. I hold true to that name. Mother ordained it to me, and although it's not in their language of where my ancestors originated, we're not in a place where our ancestors originated at either, so take it for what it's worth. Theodore got a gift talking to you, brother 13 son, and I've just come to you to be real brief in terms of the information which you're providing. For the most part, I know that you're trying to give a positive information to the uninformed. The bad part about that is there's a reason why they're uninformed opposed to being informed. If you understand the hierarchies of being that exist, you'll understand that the few that you have named, the Poseidon and the Greys, the Anunnaki, because it seems like you come from the same groups of learning that I once used to be part of. Right now, it sounds like the right thing to gravitate towards. But even within those type of organizations, there are people who've been corrupted because they've gotten to that level to where they've attracted the type of person who would influence them with the physical and the materialistic things in which most men, women would fall to and cater to if they was given an abundance of it. That being said, I get to the case at hand, which is the fact that you explain and have conversations to people about their habits of eating food and them not being able to go to another level. I'm going to say it bluntly and plainly. You are not saving the people who need to be saved. You're looking weird to the people who don't even believe in what you believe in because it's not meant for them to know who and what you are talking about because they are a lower hierarchy of being. So when you have these conversations about people who look like you and look like me that you think are being part of the ones that you're going to save, the natural selection of who we are is going to allow us to go into the higher hierarchies. And I put a S on that. And I say this because where you talking about the 5D, as many of these other people are talking about the 5D, if you got all these people talking about going to a 5D, and they're doing the same thing that you're doing to go to a 5D, righteous or not righteous, doesn't matter what their color of skin is, they're going to think, speak themselves into the same existence that you're in. So you're sharing with some people who may have an understanding of what you're talking about because they're not too far a grade too far behind you to where they can pick up at least 75% of what you're saying. And they only need, honestly, 10% ability to be able to do what you're able to do to go to another level. And the word is level. It's not the ultimate level of 5D. That's another level in comparison to the level we're at right now. But guess what? We've come from a level to where we are now at a different level now than we was 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, 5. If you really do your math in science, you would realize that at least 10,000 years ago, we were inhabited by a being consciously, not just floating around these little undescribable forms of outer vehicles, but they were here. And their fingerprints are the pyramids, be them the Mayan, the Egyptian, Aztec, Indian, West, North, Eastern, they let you know they've already been here. And to prove that they've been here and we're not at the same level they're at, they show you through the fact that they just say, yeah, let them try to build that. Why do you think they floating around here and looking at us and our so-called stealth technology? That stealth technology ain't nothing to them. They already telling you they got you beat. So when you talking about these beings coming here to come eat you, which one come eat us? The ones that got the vehicles moving so fast that our government's in denial about their existence? Or you talking about the chupacabras or the other animals that's been inhabiting the planet to where science don't want to say they exist, because if you say that they exist, then you got to admit that there's things about the world in which man doesn't know. You got to realize where your math and where your doctrines is coming from. If it's coming from higher beings, you better check them, because these higher beings is setting you up to look like a fool. I don't rely on no higher beings to tell me anything. I rely on the ultimate being to give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of those things in which are not obvious to me in the physical form that comes from me giving my will to that which created us all. There's no fear in my heart, but there's fear around me that implements the fact that we should have some type of fear within us. And you are becoming one of those people who are trying to implement and instill fear into people that you don't need to instill fear into. Why? Because those who are not going to the next level are not going there. There's nothing that you can say and do to change that. You don't add anything, nor do you take anything away. What you're doing on YouTube is letting a brother like myself know that you are going to 5D. Guess what? I'm going to infinity. Woo! Einstein had a theory. His theory's close. But it's close because it's 2/3. Just like the judicial system. Just like the financial system. Just like the education system. 2/3. So when you think about 2/3 on 3 parts, you got 6, 6, 6. Mark of the beast. Now that's education, brother. You want to talk about these other beings trying to get around and do all this other stuff? Why does that matter to you? That shouldn't matter to you unless you plan on helping them get them. Unless you're going to be here when it happens. You're going to be at 50. What you worry about other people for? They're going to take care of themselves the way they need to be taken care of. Because it's divine. You ain't superseding no plan that's beyond the natural, which would be supernatural. To those that don't understand, the average man is not average, but it gives the perception and the illusion for those who are really not to know. There's a difference between God knowledge and God belief. A person that knows God doesn't need to believe anything. Where are you at, brother?